Didn't take long for the Braves rookies to make their mark in the new season. Combine the big offensive day from Javier Lopez, another one from Ryan Klesko, and then 8 shutout innings from Greg Maddux, and you get a 4-1 opening day victory. Braves and Padres, Game 2 next.
TBS Sports presents Atlanta Braves Baseball.
Hello again, everybody, along with Joe Simpson, Skip Carey, welcoming you to another night of Atlanta Braves baseball. Again, we're in San Diego at Jack Murphy Stadium, Game 2 of the series. Braves won opening day 4-1, the final score. Tom Glavine on the mound for the Braves in this one, and Wally Whitehurst, a right-hander, will pitch for the Padres. And a couple of the best right fielders in baseball are on these two teams, Joe, but neither one of them's in the lineup tonight.
Naturally, Tony Gwynn came out of the game yesterday early on for the Padres, Skip, so he's not in there today with a sore calf muscle, and he's been nursing a tender knee. But for the Braves, David Justice is going to be out of the lineup. The outfield tonight for the Braves is going to have Ryan Klesko in left field, Deion Sanders in center, and Tony Tarasco in right. If last September, on the second game of the season, you knew those three guys were going to be in the outfield, you just said, no way. But due to the injury to David Justice yesterday on this lunging attempt to try to beat out an infield hit in the 6th inning, he jammed his right ankle, and it's bad enough, swollen enough, that he's out of the lineup today. He is day-to-day and available. He was out taking some extra batting practice today, but Bobby doesn't expect him in the lineup for another day or two.
This game may be delayed a minute or two, and we'll be back to tell you why and give you the starting lineups right after this from your sponsor. Well, another unfortunate happening here in San Diego. It's Armed Forces Day, and they had 9 Navy parachutists. Some of them in groups of 2 or 3 come parachuting in, and 3 of them came in a little hot, I guess, released a little too late, and one of the fellows is injured. You see the stretcher out there, and they're tending to him now, and we just hope that his injury isn't serious, because it's always great to watch the dexterity of these fellows, but this time something didn't go quite right. And so one of the Navy men is down, and we wish him a speedy recovery. And here's Joe with the starting lineups.
All right, Skip, thanks. First of all, the instant foam and shine starting lineups for the Atlanta Braves. Deion Sanders will lead it off tonight in center field. Jeff Blauser's at shortstop batting second. Ryan Klesko again will hit third in left field. Fred McGriff, the cleanup hitter, at first base. Terry Pendleton is at third base batting in the 5th spot tonight. Tony Tarasco will hit 6th. And as we told you, he will get the start in right field. Javier Lopez had a big hit yesterday. He will catch and bat 7th. Mark Lemke hits 8th at second base. And Tom Glavine gets his first start of 1994, and he will bat 9th. Defensively for the Padres, Phil Plantier will be in left field, Derek Bell in center, and Phil Clark, a youngster who had a terrific year last year for the Padres offensively, gets the start in right field tonight in place of Tony Gwynn. Arky Sinfraco is at third base. Ricky Gutierrez at shortstop. Biff Roberts is at second base, and apparently all he had yesterday when he had some problems out at second base were some leg cramps, but so he's back in the lineup. Dave Staten is at first. Brad Osmus behind the plate, and Wally Whitehurst will be on the mound. Yeah, when those guys came in locked up 3 abreast and then released after they got below the lights inside the stadium, you knew they were going to come in awful fast. A couple of those guys actually went into a baseball-type slide when they reached the outfield. And as you see, one of the Navy leapfrogs, as they're called, didn't fare quite so well. We only hope that he's okay, but he does appear conscious, as you see, and they're not going to take any chances, use all the precautions they can. They had some paramedics out there right away to tend to him.
Well, it's been a tough couple of days for the Padres, and we hope this young man is all right. And if we get any information as we go along here this evening, we'll share it with you as quickly as we can. In the other baseball today and tonight, a former Brave did well today. The Mets beat the Cubs 6-2, though they were out hit 9-6. Pete Smith went 7 strong innings in the game and got the win. He's 1-0. Jose Guzman had an awful time of it. He is 0-1, no home runs in that ball game. San Francisco won again 2-0 over the Pirates. Bill Swift, Mike Jackson, and Rod Beck combined on a 4-hitter Beck picked up a second save. Billy Swift, his first win of the year. The Dodgers got their season started. They beat Florida 4-3, the final score, out hitting them 7-5. Jim Gott in relief got the win. Todd Worrell his first save. Jeremy Hernandez in relief was the loser. In Houston, where the Expos are playing, it's 1-1 after 4.5. Ken Hill against Doug Drabeck. In the American League, Milwaukee outmuscled Oakland today 11-7, the final score. A rookie named Mark Kiefer got the win for Milwaukee. Steve Ontiveros the loss for Oakland. No home runs in that game. That youngster Carlos Delgado of Toronto has hit his second homer in as many days. Julio Franco has hit one for the White Sox. Toronto leads that game 4-2 after 7. Alex Fernandez started. Kirk McCaskill in relief for Chicago. Dave Stewart has gone all the way for Toronto, and the Angels are winning big over Minnesota. 8-1 is the score. They've got Mark Langston working. Kevin Tampany got knocked out. Larry Cassian is on pitching now, and that's all the other baseball up to the moment. Our umpires tonight: Jerry Crawford behind the plate, Mike Winters at first, Larry Poncino at second, and Bruce Fremming at third. And we're about to get underway. David Justice, yeah, you can see his foot black and blue on the top portion of it, but fortunately the injury is not serious, and he may be back as early as tomorrow night.
Yeah, at 3 o'clock he was out here taking some extra batting practice and trying to determine whether or not he could play with it, but after doing a little jogging and the hitting, I think the decision was more or less made for him that he ought to take a night off, and I think that's a wise choice. And we can only hope that Tony Tarasco, who was nursing the sore right quadricep muscle, there's Justice in the dugout and will be available to pinch hit, but that Tarasco's leg is ready to go as he's forced into action tonight. Braves already dinged up quite a bit, something that they haven't had to really put up with much over the last 2 or 3 years, and it'll be interesting to see how they're able to plug some of the holes.
Also, Tony Gwynn really upset yesterday after a day in which he was honored, and it was really a nice ceremony, and he was very moved by it, and he wanted to have a big night with all his family on hand. He couldn't last the game either with another leg injury, and he's really frustrated by all the problems he has had in the last 3 or 4 years. So Wally Whitehurst gets ready to go to work here. This youngster out of the University of New Orleans. Lifetime, he is 1-5 against the Braves with a 4.17 earned run average. Last year he was 4-7, a 3.83 earned run average overall.
You can see there too in the walk ratio, Skip, 30 walks, 105 innings. He's around the plate. His lifetime career, or his career-wise 2.2 average per 9 innings, means that he is around the plate. Some guys on the Braves team have given him some trouble. Terry Pendleton 7 for 20 lifetime. Mark Lemke 5 for 10. And he is lifetime 1-5 against Atlanta with a 4.17 ERA.
The curveball is his big pitch. And Deion Sanders, who homered here, was 1 for 4 yesterday, will lead it off. Whitehurst gets the sign, and the former Met cuts it loose and throws a strike. It's 0-1. So we're underway in San Diego. Look out, breaking ball inside, evens it up. The crowd, nothing like yesterday. Maybe 15,000 thereabouts. He's in the hole, a ball and 2 strikes. They turned away, they figure, somewhere between 3,000 and 5,000 people yesterday because of that computer glitch. And then to make it worse, the game let out right about rush hour, and it was absolute gridlock around here after the game. Some people took 45 minutes to get out of the parking lot. Started to go, held up. It's 2-2. An off-speed breaking ball.
And what was really unfortunate about it, I thought, was the fact that they've been having trouble selling season tickets here, and even some of the season ticket holders did not yet have the hard tickets in their hands. They got to the gates to pick them up. They were turned away.
But there were a lot of folks on the telephone from the Padre office today. High drive into left center field, but it'll be caught. Plantier is there, 1 out. Sanders is retired, and Jeff Blauser the batter. Jeff 0 for 4 yesterday. 2 out of 8 in his career against Wally Whitehurst.
Batting second, shortstop, number 4, Jeff Blauser.
Well, I guess everybody knows by now about Darryl Strawberry and the substance abuse, and boy. It's a shame that someone gifted with so much ability may be about to squander it all. It's a tragedy. 1 ball, no strikes. Swung late at the fastball. It's 1-1.
It must be a terrible thing, Skip, because there are so many examples to learn from that people don't seem to be learning from. And Eric Chow recently here in San Diego was determined today that he died from an overdose of heroin and cocaine. I can't imagine a better example being set than that for people, yet it continues to go on.
I guess when that stuff gets its hooks in you, it's reluctant to let loose. 2 balls, 1 strike. Hit to short. Gutierrez has it. He's a good defensive shortstop. 2 down. Blauser is retired. Here's Ryan Klesko. Smacked that home run yesterday. He's really beaming today. His mother was here for it. She's been ill. Was injured in an industrial accident of some sort. Has lung problem. But he says he made eye contact with her when he rounded third base with that home run. And I know that's a great thrill for her as well as for Ryan.
He had a lot of people talking about it during batting practice today.
And he's a nice young man, too. He wouldn't go along with my deal I tried to pull tonight.
No?
Ernie was going to do him on a pregame show, so I sidled up to Klesko. Before Ernie got to, I knew that Ernie was going to do him. I said, when Ernie asked you the first question, I said, it's just going to be on tape. So I want you to say, how the would I know? No, he said, I'm not going to do that. I don't want to get in trouble with anybody. 2 balls and a strike. They play him deep and just about straight away. Swung a little late and missed it. And count evens 2-2. Whitehurst showing a pretty good fastball.
And he has good control with it, setting up that curve you mentioned, Skip. He can hit the corners and get you to chase one a little bit off the plate as well. John Curtis, a veteran pitcher, former major leaguer, was in the ballpark today. I overheard him saying to Bobby Cox that Klesko's swing reminded him a little bit of Jim Gentile or Ted Kozlowski.
He stayed alive. Still 2-2. The temperature today was 28 degrees lower in Chicago than it was yesterday. We were watching that game. It was,
which would have been about 50 degrees lower than it was here.
Yeah, it was rough. I never understand why the Marlins open in Los Angeles and the Braves, a southern city, open in San Diego, and the Mets open in Chicago, which is maybe the coldest. Doesn't make any sense. But then so much of baseball doesn't anymore. The 3-2 pitch. It fouled to the left. He may have chased a bad ball, but he's an aggressive hitter. And the count stays 3-2.
Montreal's opened the season at Houston, and you might think, well, there's 2 dome teams, but we are told that Montreal took the lid off the stadium, the Big O in Montreal, and will remain off the tops while they do repairs for the entire season.
There's a drive into deep left field. That ball's got a chance. That ball is gone. A rifle shot over the 370-foot mark, and that made it all the way into the seats. And Mr. Klesko is off to a pretty good start. 1-0 Atlanta.
I think he just waved at his mom again right after he shook hands with Jimmy Williams. Skip, this is incredible because when we watch this replay, this is an inside-out swing on a pitch. It looked like it was down and in a little bit. Location, they're set up outside, but it came in on him. Look how he pulled his hands in right there and golfed the ball out away from him. An inside-out cut, and he hit it over 400 feet.
Plantier didn't even look. He took one step and turned back to face the proceedings. Fred McGriff is the batter. On the corner, and it's a ball and a strike.
He's even got the veterans putting their arm around him.
Al Glavine tells us in his last 17 at-bats in the major leagues going back to last September, 4 home runs. That's a pretty good ratio.
Not bad.
2-1 the count to Mr. McGriff.
Avery even leaning over to listen into a little of that.
3 balls, 1 strike.
The thing about that inside-out swing is that you're not able to get full extension. You can't get the head of the bat out there all the way. You pull your hands in first, and the bat head follows.
It looks like, looking at the replay, it looks like it's going to be a high pop fly. And it was, only it happened to go 420 feet. 3 balls, 2 strikes. Fred was 1 for 4 yesterday, doubled and scored the first run of the year for one. And the payoff pitch to him. Ripped into right field for a solid hit. So McGriff is aboard. Some 2-out lightning for Atlanta. And Terry Pendleton, the batter. Terry 0 for 3. He's had good luck in his career against Whitehurst. He was 0 for 3 yesterday. 7 out of 20 in his career against the Padre right-hander.
That swing, Fred McGriff just dropped some top hand on it, dropped the head of the bat on that one. He got extension on his. He just didn't get it elevated.
Dave Staten to the mound for a word with Whitehurst.
Watch the difference in these 2 swings from Klesko's homer. Watch how Fred gets the bat extended down, and as a result comes over the top of it.
Throw to first. He is virtually standing on the bag. Minnesota batting in the 7th, trailing the Angels 8-1. The only American League game still underway. Terry tries to bunt his way on. Wants a foul. Tony Tarasco waits on deck.
Now that's an odd one with 2 outs. Normally with 2 outs and a run producer at the plate, you like for them to hack away, especially with Terry's success, 7 for 20 lifetime against Whitehurst.
See smoke going into the seats. But everybody's okay, and it's 0-2. Good to see our buddy Dave Campbell here tonight. Dave is now still working with ESPN. They're doing the game tomorrow night, as are our friends at Sports South, but he's also doing the Colorado Rockies game.
Busy man. Looks like Klesko's having a hard time getting a word in edgewise down there. Letting his bat do the talking.
Yes, exactly right. Runner goes, pitch inside, throws terrible, and he is safe. Throws in center field, but he'll stay where he is. A stolen base for McGriff. So now only a single will get a run home.
Pitch inside to Terry. Good pitch to throw for Ausmus, but he had a little trouble getting rid of it and threw low. It doesn't matter how good your arm is, and Ausmus has a good arm, but that location won't do your second baseman much good. McGriff stole 5 bases last year, his first this year.
A ball and 2 strikes. Just missed the outside corner. It's 2-2. Matt Corrales coaches at first. Jimmy Williams at third for them. Whitehurst and Ausmus can't get together. You saw there those new signs behind home plate that the National League now allows you to do. Are we doing that, Dino?
I do not know.
We are not.
We're told we're not. I guess they rotate, huh? Kind of like the NBA there by the scores table.
Yeah.
They rotate back and forth.
I remember when baseball used to be run by baseball people. Now it's all run by marketing people. I don't know if that's so good. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Terry stays alive. He was off stride a little bit on the breaking ball.
I can tell you, as a former center fielder, getting the view that you're virtually getting right now, it's terrible because it's so difficult to pick up the ball off the bat with all that stuff behind you, or behind the hitter, I should say.
The 2-2 to Pendleton. Full count, 3-2. Tarasco on deck. There's a runner at second, 2 out, a run in. Another Ryan Klesko rocket shot out of here to left center. And the payoff pitch as McGriff edges away. Got in with an off-speed pitch, and the inning is over. Pendleton goes down swinging. But the Braves get a run on the Klesko homer, 1 of 2 hits in the inning. They leave a runner. We go to the bottom of the first. Atlanta 1. San Diego comes to bat.
A Ryan Klesko home run has staked the Braves to a 1-0 lead as we go to the bottom half of the first inning and check out the Padres starting lineup this evening. Bip Roberts leads it off at second base. He'll be followed by Rookie Gutierrez, Derek Bell, and Phil Clark, who is in the cleanup spot tonight in right field. Archie Sinfrocco, Phil Plantier, and Dave Staten will follow. Then Brad Ausmus, the 8th hitter, catching, and the pitcher is Wally Whitehurst. Defensively, the Braves. And don't roll your eyes. That's the outfield. Klesko, Sanders, and Tarasco tonight. I know you would have rolled them back in September if you'd have thought that. Pendleton, Blauser, Lemke, and McGriff from third to first. Lopez behind the dish, and Tommy Glavine, 22-6 last year, a 3.20 ERA. Takes the hill for his first start of '94. Last year against the Padres, only 1 outing, and he was 1-0 against them, 11-7 lifetime.
And Bip Roberts, who was 2 for 4 yesterday, leads it off. Oh, and 1 the count. The 0-1. Just missed inside, evens it up. Ball on the strike. Bill Swift today pitched 7 innings, made 75 pitches, and 50 of them were strikes. That's somewhat economical. He beat the Pirates. Pirates haven't scored yet. 2 balls, 1 strike. The count to Roberts, leading it off in the bottom of the first. He's done well against Glavine in his career, 14 out of 41. Tommy cuts it loose. Swinging bunt foul. It evens it up. 2 balls, 2 strikes.
I'm sure there are others that have had some success against Tommy Glavine too, but not many over the last 3 years. Look at that. His ERA is under 3 for the combined totals. It's outstanding.
That's why I laughed over the winter. You'd hear some people talking about, boy, these guys aren't going to be able to handle a new catcher like Javi Lopez. Javi's doing just fine, the pitchers tell you, but even if he wasn't, these guys are very strong-willed. They call their own game anyway.
I have a funny story to tell you about something that took place yesterday in the heat of battle with Greg Maddux.
First, the payoff pitch to Roberts. Boy, he had a funny-looking swing, and he came up empty, 1 down. Go ahead.
Greg Maddux said he called out Lopez to the mound with Plantier at the plate, runner in scoring position, and he said, look, we're going to get him out with a changeup, but let's set it up with a cut fastball inside to keep him honest. He said, well, from the time that Javi left to the time that I decided to throw the pitch, I changed my mind. I decided, why waste a pitch? He said, so Javier puts down the sign for the cut fastball, and I shook him off. He said he didn't know what to think.
There's the pitch to Gutierrez. It's a strike. Javi was really proud of the fact. And he kept track. He said, Greg only shook me off 5 times. And that's really not bad at all. Thinking, and if that's one of them, he really shook him off only 4 times. Gutierrez hits a foul. He ripped the double off the left field wall. Was 1 for 4 here yesterday. 0-2 the count. 1-0 Atlanta our score. We're in the bottom of the first. To the fastball right down the middle. He was looking for anything but that. 2 batters, 2 strikeouts. And Derek Bell will be the hitter.
One of the things we noticed yesterday about the right-handed hitters with Greg McMichael on his changeup was that they were really hanging out over the plate. They were trying to get the outside part of the plate covered, and I think Tommy Glavine is setting up some things for later on in the ball game with some good fastballs inner half of the plate to Roberts and Gutierrez. They weren't looking for him.
Bell 3 for 4 yesterday, and he hits this ball hard to right. Back goes Carrasco, and the inning is over. Bell came close to getting it out of here, but no cigar. No hits, no runs, no errors, nobody left at the end of an inning. Atlanta 1 and San Diego 0. Tony Tarasco leads off the second inning for Atlanta. Braves on top 1-0. Joe Simpson, Skip Carey with you from Jack Murphy Stadium. Tarasco 0 for 1 yesterday, and Whitehurst misses outside. 1 ball, no strikes. Into left center field. Plantier on the move. He's going to get there. 1 away. Tarasco flies to left center. 1 down. Here's Lopez. Saw him in the lobby today. I said 1 lousy RBI. He said 1 a day be pretty good, eh?
Yeah, you're right. These guys have some great attitudes about where they are and what they're doing.
None of them pop off, but they're all very confident that they can do the job. Into right center field like a rocket shot. So Lopez is at first with 1 out. And Mark Lemke, the batter, 2 out of 3 yesterday, scored a run.
Batting 8, second baseman, number 20.
Montreal now after 6.5 leads Houston 4-1 in the only other National League game being played tonight. Everything else is history. The Braves play here again tomorrow evening. The game starts a half hour later. It'll be on Braves radio at 9:55 and on Sports South at 10:30. And then we televise an afternoon game at 4 o'clock on Thursday. And then all 3 in Los Angeles over the weekend. Friday, Saturday nights, and Sunday afternoon. Before we come home to open against the Giants a week from tonight.
Braves don't have it easy the first month. 16 of their first 25 ball games on the road, including these first 7 without a day off.
Been home for 3 and gone for 3. You get to wander up to Chicago in late April and close the season in Philadelphia and Montreal with no roof.
I think we're paying for our visit to San Diego to open the season.
Strike on the corner. A ball and a strike. The count on Lemke. Lopez at first, 1 out. Braves have the only 3 hits in the game. The Lemmer waits. Buried into the dirt. Pops away at the Osmus, but not far enough for the runner to advance.
Mark got off to a good start yesterday with those 2 hits and a walk, and I think that's just the way he would draw it up too. As we've talked about in spring training games, he wants to pump up those offensive stats a little bit this year. He knows he can do better.
Runner goes, hit and run, a little tip foul on the first base line. The other thing you can do with Lopez is he's not going to try to convince you that he has great speed, because he doesn't, but he runs pretty well for a catcher. And our buddy Otis Nixon, by the way, yesterday 0 for 2, but played the role of leadoff man to perfection, scored 2 runs and drove 1 in as the Red Sox won. He scored the winner. There's the story in our game. Whitehurst checks the runner in the 2-2 to Linkey. Missed outside. It's 3-2. Pretty good hitter, Tom Glavine, especially against right-handers. Glavine waits to hit next.
Whitehurst had a good spring. 2-1 in 5 starts. Had an ERA of 2.29. And they were hoping he would be able to carry that right into the season.
He had an off-season elbow surgery, so he didn't pitch as much as he would have liked last year. 2 on with 1 out. That's his first walk. He didn't miss by much, by the way. And Glavine is the batter. Let's see how they play it. He hits with runners at first and second and 1 out.
Batting ninth, pitcher number 47,
Tommy checks out his third base coach, Jimmy Williams. Gianfranco about even with the bag at third. Staton ready to charge from first, but they're not 100% sure. They play Glavine around toward left field. And now Osmus out in front of the plate. They're in betwixt and in between as to what they think Glavine is going to do here. Dave Stewart in Toronto beat the White Sox again 5-3 the score today. Tonight, the stretch, the pitch. He was bunting. He took the strike. It's 0-1. No wheel play. Gutierrez was in behind the runner, and when that happens, the Braves pitchers can take the bunt off themselves and swing away into that inviting hole on the left side of the infield.
I think that's the way the Padres had to play it there until they found out what Glavine was going to do. No reason to put the wheel play on if the guy might swing away with 1 out.
They might just take the bunt off here. Let's see what happens. The wheel, they show the wheel, and then Whitehurst was going to throw to Roberts. He got there late.
If you were watching last weekend when Chris Sabo got picked off on a similar play executed brilliantly by John Smoltz and the Braves middle infielders, you may, if you'd been down on the field just now, you would have heard Jimmy Williams alerting Javier Lopez to just that occasion and reminding him not to get too far off in case the Padres tried to pick off.
He shows bunt and bunts a foul, and now it's 0-2.
It's good that he bunted it foul. There was no place to bunt it. He'd have been, I'm sure if he had had it to do over again, he would have pulled the bat back and tried to swing away because Gianfranco and Staton right on top of him.
So let's see what's what on the 0-2 pitch. Out of 16,000, not a bad turnout here in San Diego.
I think it'll take us an hour and 45 to get home tonight.
Probably the way I drive, probably. He started a bunt, laid off. It's in the dirt, and it's 1-2.
Bobby Cox leaving the bunt on 0-2 because really you've got a little more room to work, and if you're a pretty good bunter like Tom Glavine, it's not a bad call whatsoever. Gianfranco did not charge on the play, and Tommy would have had the whole left side, the whole third base line to work with if he wanted it.
A ball and 2 strikes. He's hacking. He takes outside. It's 2-2. After 7, the Angels lead the Twins 8-1. The Twins just put Shane Mack on the disabled list and obtained Alex Cole, who used to play for the Pirates, among other teams. Was with the Rockies last year. The 2-2 pitch. He's bunting. And he's run it full 3-2. How about that? Now what do you do?
He's trying to bunt, and Whitehurst can't throw him a strike.
Yeah, won't let him make an out.
And again, this is a guy that's averaged just a little over 2 walks for 9 innings in his career, and he's already walked 1 here in the 2nd inning. And in danger of walking the pitcher.
Runners Sanders go. Swung and fouled back. And it's still 3-2.
It's a little confidence, too, isn't it?
I would say so.
I think Tommy Glavine won the pitcher's hitting contest last year with the most success. He hit 173 with a double and 3 RBIs. Bobby Cox putting a lot of faith in him to just put the ball in play by sending the runners to stay out of the double play.
There's 1 out here, 2 on a 3-2 pitch to Glavine. See if they're running again. That play last worked in 1929. Montreal hits in the 8-4-1 over Houston. The 3-2 pitch. They're running. Fouled it back again. He got a good cut at a high breaking ball. Again, Glavine studies Jimmy Williams. You'd think he was hitting in the third spot the way Bobby's playing it. He's really turning him loose here.
Well, and I will say, to back up Glavine, it's nice knowing that you have the potential for a bases loaded situation here if he walks or gets on base. And then you got a guy coming up who's a leadoff hitter who can pop the ball in Deion Sanders. That's another one of his assets at the top of the order.
The 3-2, they run. Fouled back again. What a duel between Whitehurst and Glavine.
This gives you a little confidence. When you're the pitcher and you're not expected to do a whole lot with the bat, and you're up there battling the way Tom has on this occasion. I'm not sure how many pitches Whitehurst has thrown him, but it's got to be at least 10. With each pitch, you gain a little more confidence. You get a little better timing.
Lemke and Lopez. Uh-oh, they got him picked off. It worked that time. Lopez broke too soon. And Gutierrez tags him out. Well, that play worked in 1929 and again in 1994.
It's good about every 65 years.
Yeah.
Javi didn't think he'd do it again.
That's got to be the loneliest feeling in the world.
Terrible.
And the 3-2 to Glavine. Fouled it back again, and Mark Lemke started the game at 5'9" and is now about 5'6". He's been running himself into the ground out there. That's a mistake by a young player, and you're going to have some of those. And you hope that they learn from him, and I'm sure he will. He walked it.
Oh, that really is magnified in a situation where you would have had the bases loaded.
And Deion Sanders coming to the plate. He flied to left his first time.
What an at-bat.
That was, talk about a quality at bat. Forget he's a pitcher for anybody.
Center fielder, Deion Sanders.
It's like they ran out of material on that jacket. They had started with a blue one and got to that left sleeve, and
that's fashion.
Oh.
Oh. When I have to tell you about fashion, you're in big. Deion flied to left his first time. Breaking ball, hit hard and fair into right field. That'll score 1 run. Glavine races for third. Deion for second. They got a shot at him. He's in there safely. An RBI double, and it's 2-0. So Sanders picks up Lopez a little bit with that hit and drives in his second run of the year and gives Jeff Blauser a chance to keep the inning going.
Staten was playing him quite a ways off the line. Breaking ball. He waited on it nicely. Staten took one step, dived for the ball, but still was just then reaching the first base line. I'm surprised he wasn't playing him a little more to pull.
In an inning and 2/3, the Braves have 4 hits, 2 walks, and 2 runs. So a base hit here would be very valuable. Whitehurst to Blauser. Curve, pop foul back, and out of play. Jeff bounced to short his first time. He is now 2 out of 9 in his career against Wally Whitehurst. 2-0 Atlanta, our score.
Braves have scored 6 runs thus far in the first game plus 2 innings. 5 of those runs have been scored after 2 outs.
Missed inside, a ball and a strike. The outfield shades Blauser around toward left. Bell plays him rather shallow in center field. A base hit here could get a couple more home. Inside again. Plesko would be next. 2-1 the count. Ryan homered his first time.
The thumper, as Blauser calls him.
Two balls and a strike. Glavine at third, Sanders at second. The pitch. Ground ball right side. Staten has it. Pitcher covers. Inning is over. So out of all that, the Braves get just 1 run. 1 run on 2 hits and 2 walks. There were no errors and a couple of runners left. We go to the bottom of the second. Atlanta 2, San Diego nothing.
Braves take a 2-0 lead as we go to the bottom of the second inning, and time to check the Topps National League wins leaders from 1993. And as you might expect, dominated by the Braves and the Giants, with Glavine and Burkett tied at 22 wins apiece. Billy Swift and Greg Maddux followed in 3rd and 4th place. Glavine finishing 22-6 with a 3.20 ERA. Greg Maddux was talking about we're talking about the Padres while they were taking batting practice this evening, Skip, and the one guy he talked about the most was Derek Bell. He said, you know, the guy, he referred to him as a hacker. He said, you know, even when I would make a bad pitch, it's really not a strike. He said he's hitting it hard somewhere. He's tough out.
By the way, there may be hope for this country after all.
How's that?
They have this thing here every game for years where they play parts of 3 different records and then let the fans vote on which one they want to hear later in the game. Tonight, the 3 performing groups were Soul Asylum, The Who, and Frank Sinatra, and Sinatra won big time. That shocked me. Wow. Bill Clark leads off the second inning in the first pitch outside, 1 ball, no strikes.
So your guys lost. Soul Asylum lost, huh?
No, I'm from the Sinatra generation. Clark got a good cut, but didn't get it, and count evens at a ball and a strike.
This guy looks like a good-looking hitter. He can really put a charge in the ball. He was hitting some balls right up under the second deck in left field today in batting practice.
He's out of Crockett, Texas, makes his home now in Lakeland, Florida. Hit .313 as a part-time player here last year with 9 homers in 240 at-bats. You see him Franco looks for the next.
And he's listed as a catcher/outfielder. You see those 2 often. But he played several positions last year in part-time duty in left field, first base, catching.
His glove is not a strong suit. The war club fouls that one off at home plate. And the count is full, 3-2.
In fact, he started in the Tigers organization, was released. Padres claimed him on waivers right before the start of last season.
He took the place on their roster of brother Gerald Clark, who went over to Colorado last year. 3-2. He walked him. Bad start in the second. That brings Cianfrocco to the plate. He represents a tying run. He's 3 out of 6. in his young career against Tom Glavine.
Batting fifth, third baseman, number 26.
Bernie Johnson and Don Sutton will join you after 4.5. Pete Van Wieren will rejoin us here for tomorrow night's game.
Yeah, sorry, Pete missed the opener last night. He said it was, or yesterday afternoon, he said it was the first one he would have missed since 1967.
Runner at first, nobody out. Plate begins to jump around on Tom Glavine. The Who, isn't that the group that did the rock opera Tommy?
Yes.
Yeah, they're pretty good. You didn't know I was so hep, did you?
You're absolutely right about that.
1 ball, no strikes, the count.
Did you say hep or heft?
Yeah.
Okay.
Cool cat.
Oh.
Can you dig it? All that stuff. The 1-0 pitch will not be made. We're just zipping along here in the bottom of the second. It's 2-0 again. Come on, Tommy. 2-0 is the count. The outfield plays Franco to hit to the outfield. A lot of room in left center for him.
I think you're going to see this quite often when Klesko's in left. You can see the distance between he and Sanders.
Go to first, run it back easily.
But I think the reason for that is they just want to make sure Ryan feels comfortable out there playing fairly straight away against everybody. He's going to play most hitters deep. It's easier to come in on the ball than it is to go back, and he's playing Cianfrocco deep, and Markey certainly has some power, but not usually to straightaway left field.
There's a high drive to center, but Sanders is there. In fact, comes in a couple of steps and puts it away. 1 down. And here's Plantier.
86, outfielder, number 24, Bill Plantier.
Plantier out of Manchester, New Hampshire, makes his home now here in San Diego. Still, I'm just stunned by the production of he had last year. 111 hits, driving in 100 runs.
34 homers in all, but only 1 against Atlanta. And he's 2 for 39 lifetime against the Braves, including an 0 for 4 yesterday.
Just trying to keep it that way. Now the miss is low. 1 ball, no strikes. He's behind yet another hitter. Dan Radisson coaches at first base. Bruce Bochy at third for Jim Riggleman's team.
The left-handed hitter was Barry Bonds.
I remember that one Saturday afternoon in the dark. There's that uppercut swing. And it's 2 balls and a strike.
Plantier last year against lefties hit only 185, and 7 of his 34 homers were against lefties.
Two balls, 2 strikes.
The old adage of take 2 and go to left has never been applied to Phil Plantier in his swing.
No. Looks like every swing he's got one thing on his mind. He's caught looking. 3rd strikeout of the night already for Glavine.
Boy, what a good pitch, too. Right on the outside corner at the target that Lopez had set up for him. You know, it's nice to see a young catcher like Lopez, too, set up on that corner and not move for the pitch. Just leave the target right there. And because Tom hit the target, even if it was off the plate just a little bit, it's going to influence the umpire just that much more to give you the call.
Dave Staton is the batter. He was 0 for 4 in the game yesterday. He's got prodigious power. Last year he played at Rancho Cucamonga most of the year with 18 homers. Overall, he had 30 homers, 7 at Las Vegas, 5 more with the Padres. 1-1 the count to it. Where is Rancho Cucamonga? No?
I don't know.
It's between L.A. and like going to Palm Springs. We're told. I don't know exactly.
That's kind of a hip term, too. Like for sure.
We get this information from a former San Diego State English student. So. It's off I-10 near Riverside. Telling you nobody cares but me anyway, and I don't really. 1-2 the count.
We do know they're called the Quakes.
The Quakes, the Cucamonga Quakes. Missed a little bit low. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Twins bat in the ninth, trailing the Angels, also known as the Heroes, 8-2. And the 2-2 pitch to Dave Staton. Here it is. And the inning is over, and that's 4 strikeouts for Glavine. 2 swinging, 2 looking. No hits, no runs, no errors, and a runner left. At the end of 2, your score: Braves 2, Padres nothing.
We go to the 3rd inning, and this telecast is authorized under broadcasting rights granted by the Atlanta National League Baseball Club and is intended solely for the entertainment of our audience. Any publication, rebroadcast, retransmission, or the use of the pictures, descriptions, or accounts of this game without the express written consent of the Atlanta National League Baseball Club is prohibited. And don't forget, at the conclusion of tonight's game, we'll be selecting the Armor All Protected player of the game. And here's the guy right here. May have a leg up on that already.
That's Ryan Klesko, who homered to left his first time. And Whitehurst made him skip the rope to get out of the way. 1 ball, no strikes. Was that a purpose pitch? You betcha.
Absolutely.
Whitehurst now has thrown 55 pitches in 2+ innings. That's the way you answer it. You hit it right back where it came from. Klesko rounds first, but stays there. Bell has a good arm.
If you weren't impressed by the home run, then be impressed by this. This is a fastball up and away after getting dusted the pitch before. And he doesn't flinch a bit. Stays right there and ropes one right back through the middle. His aim was off about 8 feet to the right.
And pitchers all over the league looking into that, I'm sure, taking note of that. There's some guys, boy, if you throw at them, you make them better hitters. McGriff singled his first time. 1 ball, no strikes. The count. Activity now. A right-hander twirling in the bullpen for the Padres.
Well, we had the band out here earlier.
Yeah, and we had cheerleaders there for a while. Tim Mauser was throwing the pen. McGriff looked like he took a shot toward left field, but he came up empty. Braves with 5 hits and 2 walks to their credit against Wally Whitehurst. Inside, it's 2-1. 2-5-0 for Atlanta. Nothing but goose eggs for San Diego. 2 balls and a strike. Fresco edges away. And Grip steps out. That's almost to the backstop. 3 balls, 1 strike.
We showed you some numbers on Tom Glavine earlier, talking about his consistency the last 3 years. How about these numbers over the last 6? That's getting the job done, I think.
That's what makes a star. A guy who puts the numbers on the boards year after year after year. The 3-1. A little late on the fastball. He had a good swing, and it's 3-2. Let's see if Fusco runs from first base. The 3-2 pitch. He's running. Foul back, and we'll do it all over again.
That's another thing about Klesko. I'll bet Jim Gentile and Ted Kluszewski didn't run like this big guy can. Bobby Cox was saying before the ballgame that Ryan was a pretty good pitcher in high school, too.
Yeah, he hurt his arm, or he might have been a prospect on the mound. The 3-2 pitch. Outside, and the Braves have 2 on again, and Whitehurst has so far lived sort of a charmed life. He may not live it much longer. This is Sonny Siebert, the new pitching coach of the Padres, that comes to the mound. Sonny, a 12-year major league pitcher in the American League.
I believe Sonny pitched a no-hitter at one time.
I think he did, too. He was an all Big 8. I think it was the Big 7 back then, but he was an all Big 7 basketball player as well. 63 pitches already for Whitehurst, 34 of them strikes. Maybe they think if they take long enough, our guys will get sleepy, being used to East Coast time.
It's a possibility, but not likely.
Terry Pendleton, the batter, a strikeout victim on his initial trip to the plate.
Third baseman, Terry Pendleton.
A little bit outside, 1 ball, no strikes. Tim Mauser is in the wings. The runners lead on the 1-0 pitch. Boy, had a good cut, but he fouled it off, and it evens it up with a ball and a strike.
Yeah, he really tried to get a little extra on that swing, and I think it slowed him down some. It's a big swing, but a little bit late on it.
Final now in Minnesota. The Angels 8-2 over the Twins. Mark Langston got that win.
Congratulations to Bill Bavasi, the new GM over there.
Let up, good pitch, and Pendleton's in the hole. A ball, 2 strikes.
It was Bill Bavasi who was asked if he thought his ball club in California could contend for
the quote of the year.
The AL West title. He said, well, we couldn't contend in many divisions, but we were a contender in this one.
We can contend in this one. A ball and 2 strikes. High fly ball left field, an easy play, and the runners will have to stay where they are. Plantier ends his 3rd putout of the night, 1 down. And Tony Tarasco, the batter, he too flied to left his first time. Tell you what, if Whitehurst keeps wriggling out of these jammed, you sort of get worried about what's going to happen on down the road. So it might be time to finish him off. The Braves left a runner in the first, 2 in the second, and had a runner picked off base in that inning. Carrasco looks for his first hit of the year. All of a sudden, his control is excellent.
1-1 curveball especially. I don't think the Braves have another hitter that stands at the plate as relaxed as Tony Carrasco does as the pitcher gets ready to deliver. That open stance, he then starts tucking his right hip and shoulder in to the plate. But right here, he is very loosey-goosey at the plate.
High and away, he overthrew it. A ball on the strike. Carrasco's second in the International League last year with his .330 average.
And led the team this spring with 15 RBIs.
And he's in a spot where he can drive some in here. The 1-1 pitch. Hit hard, might be a double play. Out there, safe there. Good play at third base by Cianfrocco because that ball was really hit. If he was able to right himself immediately, he might have gotten the double play, but he made a big play to keep this game at 2-0.
And it would have been a base hit were it not for the good effort, the good glove work. That ball was actually slicing away from him, too. I thought it was hitting more right at him, but he had to go to his right to go to one knee to keep it from getting by him. Nice stop.
So Whitehurst continues to wriggle around. We can't finish him off. Javi Lopez singled to right center his first time. Time is called. Fastball inside, 1 ball, no strikes.
One thing Whitehurst may be experimenting with here, Osmus, too, is the fact that yesterday Lopez's double and today his base hit to right center field were pitches out away from him. I think he's going to try to work on him inside to see if that's more effective.
Ground ball headed for left field. That one's through and a run is in. And the ball gets away from Plantier. Carrasco is to third and Lopez is into second. It's 3-0, a single, an RBI, and an error on the left fielder. Lopez, 2 out of 2.
And he gets the run back that he cost his ball club by getting picked off last inning. Just out of the reach of the 6'5" Cianfrocco there, and Plantier playing it a little nonchalantly, had it bounce away from him to allow both runners to move up.
Now they're going to walk Lemke, and that'll bring Glavine up. And you remember what happened the last time he was up there. He battled Whitehurst through 10 or 11 pitches. This will be his 4th walk of the night to go with 6 hits. This walk is intentional. And the bases will be full of Braves with 2 out. Sonny Siebert on the left, the manager Jim Riggleman on the right.
And I would assume that Whitehurst, after he walks Lemke, has one more batter to face. If he can get Glavine out, then he'll probably stay in the ball game.
He may not even face Glavine. But we'll find out in just a minute. How many pitches is that? 75? 75 pitches, and you're in the 3rd.
Pitcher's spot is due up second next inning. You wouldn't want to make a change here. Wouldn't want to make a double switch at this stage of the ball game. I wouldn't think. Not with the pitcher up.
Braves with 6 hits, 4 walks, and 3 runs, and we're in the 3rd. The outfield plays Glavine as they should, around toward left. If he should happen to hit one into right center field, 3 runs would score. Lemke has walked both times up there. Glavine walked his first time. 1 ball, no strikes.
Tom can afford to be patient here. Bases loaded. He's got to throw him a strike. And it was good that he laid off that first one. It was a little off the plate. He can get the count in his favor if he's patient.
Swung later to fastball. It's 1-1. A runner at every base. Tarasco third, Lopez second, Lemke first. 2 out, a run in. Swung late again, and he's in the hole. 1-2. And now the pendulum swings toward Wally Whitehurst.
Three fastballs away, and they've each one gotten a little bit farther outside. I bet he feels the same way again. Two and two. You hate to throw a curveball to a pitcher in this spot because you hate for them to bloop one in for a hit, drive in 2 runs. But Glavine's no ordinary hitter up there as a pitcher. He may have to go to a breaking ball.
Let's see on the 2-2 pitch. Just missed. Oh, that was close. 3-2.
He is being patient. I'll give him that.
Now the old merry-go-round pitch. Everybody will be up and away on the 3-2. Dion would be next. The payoff pitch struck him out. The inning is over. And it was a strike. Glavine shouldn't feel too badly about that. Second strikeout for Whitehurst, who has breezed through 3 innings, throwing just 81 pitches. Braves score another run and lead it 3-0.
Here are those scores for you again in the National League. The Mets behind Pete Smith beat the Cubbies today 6-2 at Wrigley. San Francisco and Billy Swift shut out the Pirates for the 2nd day in a row, and the Dodgers got on the win column in their first ball game of the year at Dodger Stadium, beating Florida 4-3. And in the 9th now, Montreal leads Houston 4-1. In the American League, these finals, Milwaukee pounded Oakland. No home runs in the ball game. Rookie Mark Kiefer the winner for the Milwaukee Brewers. Toronto beat Chicago 5-3. Dave Stewart gets the win. Alex Fernandez the loss. Rookie Carlos Delgado homered in that ballgame, as did Joe Carter, who returned to the lineup. And California has polished off Minnesota 8-2. Mark Langston the winner. Kevin Tapani the loser. Dave Winfield had a homer in a losing cause for the Twins. He just keeps rolling along.
That's right, Joe. And we go to the bottom of the 3rd, and Brad Osmus will lead it off. Brian Johnson has moved on deck to hit. And the first pitch is low and away. 1 ball, no strikes. Right off the chest protector of Javi Lopez. What was that he had on his hat?
Oh, boy.
Looks like Mr. Wizard.
Not even a rookie either, but he looks like one.
A ball and a strike to count. He's trying to figure out why the camera's on him.
What are you talking about? Who, me?
Change of pace.
I don't know.
Why not admit?
I bet you anything Avery's close by. Bet you anything.
Well, it can't be Blouse. Well, could have been, but he's a shortstop now.
What are you laughing at? What? My glasses?
The 1-2 pitch. Didn't miss by much, but miss it did. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Second. Lemke has it, now throws. And Osmus is retired. And let's see, now Whitehurst is going to come out and hit for himself. That's funny. They had the pinch hitter on deck.
Pitcher number 41, Wally.
No, Avery's guilty until proven innocent.
You think it could possibly be Dave Kersey?
Well,
you know, injustice, he's never on the bench. A little squibber fouled on the first base line. That's 1-0.
Greg, forgot to ask Greg if he used his contacts that he talked about pitching with in spring training.
Yeah, that cracked me up. There's a guy who wins the Cy Young Award every year and couldn't see.
He needs some glasses for his hat.
Fastball inside to Whitehurst. It's a ball and strike. Whitehurst waits. Couldn't get the change. It's 1-2. Joe Simpson, Skip Carey with you. It's 3-0 Braves. We're in the bottom of the third. Caught looking. 5 strikeouts for Tom Glavine. Glavine's high last year, 7 strikeouts. 12 is his career high. 2 out here. Looks like they just didn't want to waste the pinch hitter in that spot, and that Mauser will come on to pitch. Anyway.
Now the investigation begins. Yes. Dave Gallagher's denying it.
Yeah. Kelly said, no, not really.
And I thought Avery might be leaving the premises.
Winning this one. 1-0. Robert swings late and misses. He was a strikeout victim his first time. 2 out here in the bottom of the third. Too bad we don't have a twine-nighter tonight. Hi, y'all.
They know what's going on.
We're playing 2 tonight. We could take tomorrow off. Fastball high. 2 balls and a strike. And it's 2-2. Here it is, the showdown. Maddox knows in this game you don't get mad, you just get even.
And he will.
2 balls, 2 strikes.
See, that's what makes Steve so tough, though, on deals like that, is because he's so innocent looking and can play the part.
So do you.
Yeah. Yeah, Mr. Chauffeur.
That's going to happen at Christmas. The 2-2 pitch. Low and inside. It's 3-2. So you're not working tomorrow, huh? Going to the zoo?
Going to the zoo.
Say hello to all our friends out there. Another strikeout, and the inning is over. Roberts slams the bat down in disgust. 2 strikeouts in each of the first 3 innings for Tom Glavine. He gets them 1, 2, 3. We've zipped through 3 innings, and the Braves lead it 3-0. Tim Mauser on to pitch for the Padres as we go to the 4th inning. Whitehurst went 3 innings, 6 hits, 3 runs, 4 walks, 2 strikeouts, threw a home run ball.
This guy's got some pretty good stuff. Last year, after he was acquired from the Phillies, struck out 32 and 37 in 2/3 innings out of Texas Christian University.
I remember one game, I think he was still with Philadelphia, an extra inning game. He really pitched well against us early in the year. Deion Sanders doubled in a run. He's 1 for 2, and he greets Mauser as we go to the 4th inning. He shortened a bunt, took a strike. Gianfranco comes charging in. 0-1 the count. Ripped to right. Mauser is greeted with a solid Sanders single. And Jeff Blauser, the batter, still looking for his first hit.
Dion can hit your fastball. It doesn't matter who you are or how hard you throw it. That one was letter high right out over the plate. Nailed it to right field, but he is a good fastball hitter.
I wonder what the latest is on him with the Falcons and that. I only went to college 4 years. There's no way I can understand the new contracts in the NFL, how all that works.
Salary cap stuff.
Yeah. But they were talking about not making him a transitional player or some such thing because he misses so much of the year. Then he would be an unrestricted free agent. So, but he doesn't want to go anywhere else anyway, I think. 1 ball, no strikes. The way he started this year, he's going to make enough money out of this sport.
He's accepting the challenge, being the everyday guy out there, and he relishes it.
There he goes. They got a pitch out called. Good throw, but no, but it's high, and he got in there. A strong throw, but not a good one. And Sanders 2 out of 2 in the stolen base department. Osmer's really let one loose that time, but not an accurate throw.
You know what, Skip? He had such a good jump that I'm not sure they would have gotten him with a good throw. He was on the bag when the throw got there. Osmus has a great arm, but I think he took too much time getting rid of it. A lot of times a catcher, knowing that he's got time to throw on a pitch out, takes too much of it, and that's what happened there.
The 2-0 to Blauser from Mauser. And it's 2-1. Hit hard. Go. What a play by Gutierrez from his knees. High throw, and he beat it. See how they call it. Gutierrez highway robbery to get to the ball at all. Throwing from his knees, he threw it high. I'd have to score it a hit. That's what they do.
I think that's a good call. Tough play from that spot from your knees to get one there accurately. And naturally, when I see that play nowadays, I hold my breath after what happened to Chipper Jones in Fort Lauderdale.
That makes Blauser 2 for 3 against Mauser in his career. Here's Klesko, 2 out of 2 into the dirt. 1 ball, no strikes. It looked like Osmus may have been crossed up. He goes to the mound.
Osmus shaking his head as he went out there saying, no, that's not what I called.
Klesko has homered to left and singled to center. 8 hits already for Atlanta, 4 walks, but just 3 runs. They've left 6 in the first 3 innings and had a run picked off. They have a couple of ducks on the pond here. One and 1 the count. He doesn't get cheated.
The only reason he didn't hit that pitch is he couldn't reach it. It wasn't too high or too low. It was too far outside.
You know what I'd like to see him do now? Just dump a bunt down the field base. Drive him nuts. That pops away, and the runners will move up. This is not a pretty sight so far for Padre fans.
Bobby Cox swears that Brian Klesko hit a ball here in batting practice a couple of years ago, almost out of the stadium, to the right of the scoreboard in the section above the walkway. It had to be well over 500 feet. That little narrow strip of seats right next to the scoreboard up there in the upper part of the right field bleachers.
3-1.
Right up there next to those scores, that upper part of the right field pavilion. Almost go down the stadium. Bobby says it was within 2 or 3 seats of going over that back wall.
The 3-1. Had a good cut to chop the foul.
See, that's what makes him dangerous. If you're a pitcher and you got a guy with his kind of strength up there, you want to work him away. Traditionally, you say, well, keep the ball away from him because he's going to try to pull it. Not so with Ryan. He has great plate coverage, and he's not at all afraid, as we've already seen tonight and yesterday. His power to straightaway center field and to left center.
Drill. Oh, what a catch. Another great play by Gutierrez. Alert base running, too, by Blauser and Sanders. It would have been very easy to get doubled up on that play.
I think probably more so for Jeff Blauser's standpoint, because he couldn't really tell where Gutierrez was behind him. But an alert heads-up base running play by both Jeff and Dion. And almost another hit for Klesko.
And an intentional pass here to Fred McGriff will load him up for Terry Pendleton.
Despite all the base runners, they still only have a 3-0 lead.
You'd swear it was about 9-0. If they did this like automobile racing, where it was lap time and stuff, we'd be way ahead.
A lot of money in the
are
pocket.
taking a lot longer. So Terry Pendleton, who is hitless tonight, is the batter. Let's see how he reacts to having the hitter in front of him intentionally passed. It's over in Houston. Montreal gets on the board with a 5-1 victory. Bases loaded, 1 out. Line, he's not going to catch that one. 1 run is in. They're going to hold Blauser. It is 4-0. Terry drives in his first run of the year. The ball was hit so hard, and Bell has such a good arm that Jimmy Williams wisely held Blauser at third base. And here's Tarasco.
Yeah, I think it was a good call by Jimmy Williams, too. And Terry Pendleton almost took Mauser's cap off with a line drive right back through the box. And as you said, Skip, it got out to Derek Bell quickly, and he does have a very strong arm.
Blauser eyes Mauser from third.
Oh, boy.
McGriff from second, Pendleton from first. Tony Tarasco is the batter. He is flied to left, was robbed of a hit by Cianfrocco. And he's out in front on an off-speed breaking ball, 0-1. No activity in the bullpen for the Padres. John Smoltz and Andy Ashby hook up here tomorrow night. The game will start a half hour later. It is on Sports South for those of you in the Southeast. It's on ESPN for those of you who don't get Sports South, and it will be on the Braves' far-flung radio network of some 175 stations as well. Outside, a ball and a strike. The runners lead. The 1-1. Hot shot might be a double play. 4-6. They'll be darned, they're out of another inning. It could have been so much worse. The Braves score 1 more. This time they do it on 3 hits and a walk. No errors, 2 runners left. The Braves have left 8 men already. We go to the bottom of the 4th. It's 4-0.
The Braves have scored a single run in every inning so far. They lead it 4-0 as we head to the bottom of the 4th inning. A reminder that we've got basketball coming your way tomorrow night at 7:35 Eastern time as the Celtics invade Atlanta to take on the Atlanta Hawks. Bob Neal and Dick Versace will have all the play-by-play story for you. And then on Thursday night, Golden State will be at Houston, 8 o'clock Eastern time. NBA on TNT will have Ron Thulin and Jack Gibbons with the play-by-play story there.
Okay, Joe, thank you very much. Ricky Gutierrez leads off the bottom of the fourth as part of the partial sellout that they have gathered here in Jack Murphy Stadium tonight. The one hit for Gutierrez was a line drive off the left field wall against Maddox yesterday. He struck out his first time against Glavine, who has struck out 6 in the game.
And has looked sharp doing it. He was behind a few hitters in the second inning, but has rebounded from that little spell he had.
Gutierrez doesn't get it. It's 1-1.
Tommy seems to be throwing pretty hard at times tonight, too, and I think those fastballs early on inside set up a few of his strikeouts.
Gutierrez ran up to bunt, took an off-speed pitch for a strike.
Good curve.
You'd think if you were showing bunt, that would be a pitch you could bunt.
It would be a great pitch to push to first base.
Instead, he laid off, and it dropped right in there. We'll be with you again at 4 o'clock on Thursday. Yes. And in that game, Steve Avery goes against Tim Worrell. Then we're with you Friday, Saturday nights, and Sunday afternoon in Los Angeles. A week from tonight, from our ballpark, and sell out against the Giants. Still 2-2.
Bruce Bochy, the third base coach for the Padres and a former Padres catcher, retrieving the bat for Gutierrez.
And they play the theme from Batman. Well, that goes on. Very clever. 2 balls, 2 strikes. That's 7. That equals his high for last year. And we're just in the 4th inning, folks.
One thing about Derek Bell, and he's already swung at a first pitch tonight, hit it hard and deep to right field. He is a first pitch fastball hitter. Last year, 9 of his 21 homers on the first pitch.
Low and away, 1-0.
He kind of makes it tough on you when you want to do a graphic on it. See, you got to get it in there quick before that first pitch.
And he goes to Hacken. Well hit left field. Klesko, can he cut it off? Yes, he can, and he holds Bell to a single. That's the first hit of the ball game for the Padres. And Phil Clark bats with a runner at first and 1 out. Clark drew a pass his first time. The only walk issued by Tom Glavine in the game. All the other baseball action of the day is completed. One ball, no strikes.
You're talking about Phil Clark's success last year. He finished up the season in fine style also.
Out in front, it's 1-1.
Final 16 games of the season, he hit .438.
Little salary drive. A ball and a strike. Foul back out of play. In the Fred McGriff trade, by the way, the Braves gave up some pretty good prospects in that trade, but Donnie Elliott did not pitch well this spring and was sent back to the minor league. Melvin Nieves had a terrible time. And Vince Moore is playing at, I think, at AAA. He's a good prospect as well, but not as close to being ready, it was thought, as the other two. The 1-2 pitch. Foul that one back to the screen. And the count stays the same.
It was suggested to me that Nieves more or less played himself off the team early. He was never even a factor in spring training as far as having a chance to make this team. Was an early cut.
That's a bit of a surprise because I know the Braves were really high on him.
It is, except for the talent they've got in their outfield.
The 1-2. He sawed him off. Back to the mound. He'll go to second out there. That's all they can get. That was a major league jam job. Clark reaches on a fielder's choice. 2 out in the inning.
Watch the pitch and the location right in on his hands first. Glavine not going to see the completion of that play, but on the throw to second base, another example of Derek Bell and how hard he plays as he went in hard after Lemke and prevented any attempt at a double play.
Gianfranco flied to center his first time, and he bats here with a runner at first and 2 out, and the Braves on top 4-0. Upstairs, 1 ball, no strikes. We're still trying to get word on the condition of the Navy youngster who was hurt landing that parachute prior to the game here. As soon as we know something, we'll let you know. 2-0 the count. The 2-0. He had a home run cut, but it came up empty. 2 balls and a strike. Ken Hill got the win, and Doug Drabek the loss as Montreal beat Houston 5-1. Little looper down the right side. Trouble if it's fair, but it drops foul. Right off the end of the bat. It's 2-2. Tony Tarasco makes a friend as he flips it into the seats. Glavine now 62 pitches, 38 of them strikes.
Every time I see a ball go foul or somebody pitch one into the seats down the right field line, I always think of the first time I saw the Chicken come racing down there. I was playing right field with the Dodgers, and Chicken came racing into some empty seats to get a foul ball that had been hit down there, and I'd never seen him before, and I see this Chicken suit going head over heels over seats and bleachers.
He was fun.
I laughed for 2 innings.
The 2-2. Threw the fastball by him high and away. Chased the bad ball. That's 8 strikeouts for Glavine, more than he had in any game last year. 1 hit. No runs, no errors, 1 left. We've played 4 in your score. Braves 4, Padres nothing. Well, we've only had 13 innings of baseball in San Diego this year. They've lost 1 panel. There you go. All right. We go to the 5th inning. Javi Lopez leads it off. Nice lid, lady. 0-1 the count. The 1-1 pitch. A ball and 2 strikes. Lopez 2 out of 2. That one came up and bit him after he fouled it off. One and 2 the count. Nothing Atlanta, our score. This is a tough at bat. He hit that one off his foot. Still 1-2.
Tougher than most people know.
Lopez, Lemke, and Glavine here in the 5th. Well, he grounded that one foul, but at least he didn't hit himself with it. It's an improvement. Still 1-2. There's a drive, deep left field. Bye-bye. It is 5-0. Well, the ball was punishing him on those foul balls, so he decided to punish it back. A rifle shot into left field. Lopez with his second RBI of the night, his third of the year, his first homer, and it's 5-0.
And folks, these aren't cheap home runs. These are reaching the seats over the permanent wall out behind the temporary wall, well over 400 feet. Look at the location of this pitch. Down low. Javi goes down and gets it. Good extension. Right on the rail.
There's Mark Lemke, who was walked both times up there. And that's outside. 1 ball, no strike. Boy, if you like watching a lot of pitches, you've come to the right place tonight. These Padre twirlers are having some trouble. Right through that left time. It's 1-0. Ernie and Don will join you after this half inning. A ball and 2 strikes. Even now 2-2.
I saw a new piece of equipment today that I was not familiar with, talking to Ned Yost. Has to do with the catcher's mask. And I noticed that Brad Osmus is wearing one. It's a new material. The mask is actually made out of I guess it's a plastic material, not the wire cage you're used to seeing.
Looks like there's enough room in there for the ball to get through. I guess it is. If there is, it's at a stupid room.
Well, I asked Ned, I said, weren't you afraid on that first foul tip that might break the plastic? And he said, no, it never entered my mind. And I know the manufacturer's going to say, oh, it's not plastic, it's some space age marvel material.
Sort of like plastic.
Sort of looks like plastic, yeah.
Little tap towards second. The Bipster has it. And Lemke is retired, 1 away.
But it's very light, not near as heavy as the wire cage that has been the traditional material.
I thought you were talking about something else. Yost had those wrap-around glasses.
Mm-hmm.
He had one of our younger players convinced that was a new hitting device, that anything you could see above the line of the glasses you took and everything that was below. Had him going for a minute or two.
He's a beauty.
Here's Tom Glavine. 1 away, 1 ball, no strikes. 5-10-0 for the Braves, 0-1-1 for the Padres. High ball, well hit down the left side, but twisting foul. And the fans will dash. Ooh. That Braves fan got a good jump on that ball, just happened to pick the wrong aisle.
Too bad they didn't have the chicken out there. They may have to bring him back.
I wish they would. We interviewed him one time years ago during the middle of a game, and I tried to be clever. I said, why did you cross the road? He said, to get away from stupid questions. Oh. He's a good guy. Glavine strikes up, 2 down. Mauser records his first. And here we have Blooper, the lovable Padres mascot. Nice eyes. Baseball is a funny game. Dion is 2 out of 3. Broken bat liner. Roberts caught it in the air, and the inning is over. But the Lopez homer gives Atlanta their 5th run. We go to the bottom of the 5th. 5-0 Braves.
All right, we're going to the bottom half of the 5th inning. Don Sutton, Ernie Johnson with you. If we talk a lot about pitching, it's because in this booth, there are 364 Major League wins. How's that?
How about us?
Yes, sir. So experts on pitching here tonight. The Braves are leading by a score of 5-0. I'm sure that you can tell that.
1 run in each of the innings, Ernie, and for the Braves, a crooked number put up there would be awfully welcome. 5 ones.
Plantier will lead it off against Tom Glavine, who's shooting for his 96th win in his career. 96 and 66. What a great record. 30 games over 500 if he can hold on and do it. The 1-0 is on the outside corner. And Glavine in the minor leagues, don't ask me how to figure it out, he won 29 games and lost 32. But he didn't have that good changeup down there. He has just improved so much. There's a bouncer that's a tough play for Blauser, and he still got it. Look where Blauser is. He's about 20 feet on the other side of second base.
Lemke had no chance on that, Ernie, and with a Plantier, the pull hitter, look where Blauser started from, near the bag. But he, as you said, 20 feet over there, sets himself, gives a good throw. Good thing for the Braves, Plantier doesn't run any better. Still a good play by Blauser. 66 pitches, 43 strikes for Tom Glavine at this point. Good control.
Talking to Blauser one day, I think it was last year, you know, he said, people forget that I was signed as a shortstop because they were putting him out there first to pitch. There's a swing and a miss on that change. And he'd been playing a lot of second, some third. And he said, you know, I was signed as a shortstop, so I'm not exactly not at home here. And he's really improved in the last year or so, and he's played every day. Glavine missed inside. We don't want to go any further without wishing Heather Avery, Steve's wife, a happy birthday. We hope that she's feeling fine today up in Michigan.
Glavine with 8 strikeouts at this point. If you're thinking ahead, his career high total. He got a dozen against Philadelphia back in June of '91.
Down and away it goes. It acts like an old screwball. 2 balls, 2 strikes.
Boy, he can live low and away, but don't you think he's so much more effective tonight than at times last year and the year before? Because he has nailed that inside corner, one right after the other with that fastball.
He's done it tonight, and reminds you a lot about Maddox, the way he does the same thing. Puts it in there and then goes away. They help one another. They talk. They watch. 3 balls and 2 strikes.
I don't think you'll find a closer-knit group of 5 starting pitchers than you find right here on the Braves.
Good friends, too. They don't get many strokes, though, on the golf course, I'll tell you that.
Ain't that the truth?
Yeah. Glavine's second walk. Osmus grounded out first time.
Mark Davis is throwing down in the bullpen. The Braves, Riggleman has sent somebody out the on-deck circle. Looks like Brian Johnson.
Fouled away. We're talking about the Big Four. And you know who they are, of course. 75 wins last year, and the 4 Padres pitchers in this series, 24 wins, to give you an idea of what the difference is. Padres rebuilding. The Braves trying to maintain that great winning that they've had in the last 3 years. 1 ball, 1 strike. Braves salary, team salary is down just a little bit. It's still very high. One of the highest. It's around $40 million, but not the highest. There's 3 or 4 clubs that have bigger salaries. That might be a double play. And it is. Lemke turned it on a 4 unassisted on the first. And we move to inning number 6. 5-0 Atlanta.
Top of the 6th, Braves leading at 5-0. Time for our Aflac trivia question, and it is: which Brave had the longest hitting streak in 1993? You think about it. We'll give you the answer a little bit later.
We're going to inning number 6, and Blauser will lead it off against the new pitcher, Mark Davis. Now, this is a guy that back in 1989 saved 44 games for San Diego, then signed a lucrative contract with Kansas City, and has had problems ever since.
He was absolutely unhittable part of that year, for most part of that year. Fantastic earned run average, a lot of strikeouts. At one time, Ernie, I think he had the best curveball in the National League.
Yes, he was a member of the Braves, too, for a bit in '92. He's come up with a House of David beard. You never know. You try anything. And the pitch. Curveball,
including after a couple of years pitching incognito.
Yes. There are times you want to hide. There's no place out there. These were the Phillies last year, 1-2. San Diego 0-3. And that's driven toward the gap in right center field. In for a base hit. Blauser's at first will hold there. So Blauser now with a couple of hits tonight. He was hitless yesterday. He dropped that ball perfectly in right center field for hit number 11 by Atlanta. That'll bring up Klesko. I had Ryan Klesko on pregame radio and didn't realize that he was a pitcher also in high school, and that he at one time, and he's not a real slowpoke. He ran the 60-yard dash in around 6 seconds. Strike call. He went to the weights and he got up pretty much to around 250, and he said then he dropped some poundage. So he moves pretty well out there.
Said he thought he needed to be a little bit lighter to play left field. And that's probably true. You don't have to really have that much mobility.
There's a drive. Oh, did he pop that? Let's see. Not far enough. Dead center. The catch is made, and back to first goes Blauser. When it left the bat, we had visions of yesterday. He's homered once today, but he hit that one to the long part of the ballpark. Boy, he's had some good cuts.
You know, sometimes when a ball is hit, and he's shaking his head, I think he had a good swing, but sometimes, even from where we are, you can tell by the crack that he got it on the meat of the bat, but that didn't have the good crisp sound, and I bet you're going to find it was out near the end of the bat. He thinks, well, maybe I had a good swing, but didn't quite get enough lumber on it.
Oh, what a start for Klesko. Here's Fred McGriff, who's singled and walked twice. Flag is limp in center field. A beautiful night in San Diego. Blauser off first. McGriff missed that fastball.
Remember when Mark Davis was with the Braves, was very tentative on the mound. He kind of threw the curveball as a get-over pitch and really tried to place his fastball. And then when he went to Philadelphia, much the same, too. And you see what has happened since '89. But watching him tonight, he's as aggressive. And that's a double overhanded yellowhammer he's throwing for third.
For what?
Double overhanded yellowhammer.
And the count is 1-2. Bruce Spremming says no, he didn't go.
It can buckle your knees and send you to a chiropractor if you're the hitter.
He went around. Got a break.
And it wasn't low.
And the pitch. It's foul. Back out of play.
I mean, you never heard of the double overhanded yellowhammer? Uncle Charlie?
Uncle Charlie. Oh, yes. The old Uncle Charlie. That's what Johnny Sane used to call his big curveball.
Knee buckler?
Yeah.
Roy Campanella used to say a right-hander with a curveball would give you jelly legs.
Put some guts in that front foot. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Call strike rate. We got that curve over.
You get a left-hander or a right-hander with good curveball. You can almost hear it spin as it comes out of his hands. And it's so easy as a left-handed hitter to give up on it because you think there is no way that ball is going to break enough to catch the strike zone. Just like that one.
Now Terry Pendleton up right-handed for the first time this year. Terry knocked in a run last time up. There have been some good plays by their shortstop here tonight. And the Braves have made a couple of pretty good plays too by Blauser and Lemke. Pendleton. And the throw to first. And Blauser's back. They've used Whitehurst, Blauser, and now Mark Davis.
Maybe a one-inning stand for Davis because that's Sager throwing down there in the pitcher spot number 1 due up in the bottom of the 6th.
There's a bouncer toward short. Tough play, but an easy play. Gutierrez is smooth as silk down there. No runs, a hit, 1 left, and for the first time tonight, the Braves fail to dent the scoreboard. We're going to the bottom of the 6th, up by 5.
5-0 Braves, bottom of the 6th inning. Answer to our Aflac trivia question: which Brave had the longest hitting streak back in '93? Might surprise you. Deion Sanders, and 13 was the number. That's our Aflac trivia question. And there he is.
There's Mike Kelly playing left field. And the batter, Brian Johnson, on as a pinch hitter. He hits for Davis. Johnson last year had good numbers at AAA. And the first pitch is outside. He's 26 years old. Knocked in 71 with Las Vegas. Glavine pitches to him. Hit foul. They've got a lot of kids. Their payroll, I marked all this down, folks, for you because I know that you wanted to know how much San Diego's payroll is. $13 million a year. The Braves, $40 million. San Francisco, $40 million. The Yankees are $44 million. And the Tigers, $42 million. And Toronto and Kansas City in the 42. The Tigers with a payroll of $42 million and no pitchers. I mean, that's pretty
Some
tough.
expensive hitting.
Oh, I know.
There are countries whose economy doesn't generate that much money.
There's the changeup. Down and away she goes, and to the right turns Johnson.
Good changeup, good spot. Not a whole lot Johnson could do with this except try not to look too embarrassing. That's 9 strikeouts. 77 pitches for Glavine, 48 of them have been in the strike zone or near enough to be swung at.
Speaking of Tigers' salary, Cecil Fielder next year will make $9 million. There's a bouncer toward Pendleton. Nice play. Throws out Roberts. Oh, Glavine's just sailing along. He's allowed 1 hit. That came in the 4th.
Number 7, shortstop Ricky Gutierrez.
Smoltz pitches tomorrow night. That game will be on Sports South. A little later. We stay up later on Sports South. It'll be 10:30 with Smoltz going. Then on Thursday afternoon, Avery comes back to pitch. It'll be his first start of the year. Hard hit at second. Lemke smothers it and throws him out. And that's a very easy bottom of the 6th for Thomas Glavine. We're going to the 7th. It's 5-zip Atlanta. We're going to inning number 7. Time for the Budweiser game summary, and there you see it right there. It's been all Atlanta, 5-0. Glavine has pitched 6 innings, allowed only 1 hit. Lopez 3 for 3 with a homer and 2 RBIs. Klesko with his 2nd home run in 2 days, 2 for 4. So right now, very much the way of the Braves before a crowd that might be 10 to 15,000. We're going to the 7th. Here's Doc.
All right, Ernie, thank you very much. A.J. Sager is the new pitcher. There you have a look at the right-hander. Wears number 44, 6'4", about 220. They can field an all-big team here with San Diego. Last year, Wichita and Las Vegas, 11-8. Worked a couple of innings yesterday. Did a pretty good job, too. He gave up 1 hit in 2 innings, had a couple of strikeouts. He'll face Carrasco. 1 pitch, 1 out. That'll bring up Javi Lopez. And boy, the kitty core for the Braves has been playing long ball like this is a hitter's park here, or like it's an easy park. You look at the numbers. 327 down the line, only 370 in the alleys, 405 if you're a pitcher, the safe place in straightaway centers. We have a look at it there. But look at the top of that wall. The line used to be, the home run line, that is, at the top of the wall. Breaking ball down low, 1-0. It was definitely a pitcher's park then. Home run used to be right up where the railing starts. Now, a little bit friendlier, but those home runs hit by Klesko and Lopez. 2-0 to Javi. Would have been out of Yellowstone. A good night for Lopez.
A lot of production out of left field in 2 days. And the catcher. Off the fist.
Easy play for Robert. Almost threw it away, but that's 2 out. 2 chances for Biff Roberts.
We've heard that the Red Sox are interested in Ron Gant. I often think on one leg and swinging with one hand, he could just pepper that wall, couldn't he? I know why they're interested in it. Oh, boy.
How many home runs, as Mark Lemke strolls up, Mark on base twice with walks and a grounder to second, how many home runs did we see him hit in Atlanta that at the last instant hooked foul down into that corner?
He wouldn't have time at Fenway Park.
That's right. Foul. That's in the net.
I know it.
What's that street out on the back out there? Lansdowne?
Kenmore Square or someplace.
I gave up enough out there. I should remember it. Lemke, a liner to left. Plantier on the hop. So Mark has been on base 3 times. That's his first base hit of the night, an even dozen. And the fans not too happy with Plantier, but I don't think he had a shot at that.
Well, when you're losing, they want you to make a dive for this ball. But, of course, if it gets by you with 2 outs, and he played it safe, he might have been able to make a kind of a circus catch out of it. And they're looking for something like that. They're not looking for bases on balls to pitchers or when you're losing. And that's what happened earlier when Glavine got a walk.
Speaking of Glavine, he's the hitter. He's 0 for 2. A couple of strikeouts and a walk. Fouls it away, 0-1. You know, these guys on this Braves pitching staff are young, aggressive. They're friends. They have a little competition going with the hitting, but with a 5-0 lead right here, if you're a little bit older, you say, throw me all 3 at 1 pitch and let me go sit down and try to get myself 9 more outs.
Sometimes the manager goes right along with that.
That's right.
Especially if it's about 95 degrees, they want you back at the bench.
Little top spin lob foul. It's 0-2.
Well, the ball girl came up with that ball cleanly down there. She's getting a huge hand. That's in left field.
I'm not sure if she's getting appreciation or disapproval by the fans who wanted to shot it, leaning out and grabbing that one. No balls, 2 strikes. Top of the 7th inning, 5-0 Braves. Got to swing it, though. 1-2.
Oh, happy for Jeff Treadway.
Yeah, hero today up the freeway here.
Sack fly. 1 for the Dodgers.
Lays off a tough pitch to Glavine and make it 2 balls and 2 strikes. A little bit of changing of the guard up in Toronto, too. Dwayne Ward, former Brave, out of there. Todd Stottlemyre got his first save today. 2-2.
When we were up there for exhibition games, that was the talk at that time. But Ward, when we talked to him, he acted like he was in pretty good shape. He was ready to pitch, but wasn't the case. And Stottlemyre has heard a few boos up there, and I'm sure today he turned those around with that save.
Glavine's still alive. Let me ask you, Ernie, if you put a player on the 15-day disabled list, now he can stay on it longer, but he has to be disabled for a minimum of 15 days, right?
I believe so.
And then there's the 60-day. Okay. And I think Ward went on the 15-day disabled list. 2 balls and 2 strikes to Glavine. Comebacker. Just trot casually. Tom, you got to need 9 more outs. Braves come up empty in the 7th. Lemke gets the only base hit. We move to the bottom of the 7th inning stretch. Braves leading it 5-0.
The Queen Mother out for a ball game between the Braves and the Padres.
You know, I was thinking I'd seen that hat before, but then I remembered Joe Simpson has a golf carry bag that is just exactly like that. Same material, same frayed edges.
Is she giving up? No, she's going to hang around.
She's trying to join the European common market. Fans of all ages, it's a beautiful night here in San Diego, especially if you're a Braves fan. Braves lead at 5-0. Bell, Clark, and Sin Franco. First 3 due up here, bottom of the 7th. 5-12-0. For Atlanta, Tom Glavine working on himself a nifty little one-hitter. Good strike-to-ball ratio. 79 pitches, 50 of them 4 strikes for Tom Glavine. Oh, what a nice cut by Bell. This guy, Ernie, I believe that with a hitter in front of him, maybe somebody behind him to protect it, he's got a chance of hitting 300. He's a tough out.
Outstanding player, too, and they've experimented with it in the infield, but I think they're going to leave him in the outfield. At least that's what Fred McGriff said. Just leave him alone out there in the outfield, and he'll have a great year.
1-1. I was talking to him yesterday before the ball game, and I said, are you playing in close, or are you playing way out there? Well, he said, I'm playing in close, but it's going to be way out there being in center field.
Third base gets a little dangerous.
He gets there too quick. 1-2 to Bell. I don't know what the scouting report says on Derek Bell, but I think the way he hits, you'd like to use 4 outfielders because he plays from foul line to foul line. Braves spread it out in the infield. They think he's a little more likely to hit Tom Glavine toward right center and the right field in the outfield. Good play, Blauser, 1 gone.
Right fielder, number 30, Bill Clark.
That'll bring up Clark. A walk, a fielder's choice. Down in Crockett, Texas. Mama Clark got to be proud of her family of boys. She turned out 3 that were first-round pick drafts in Major League Baseball. Remember, Gerald used to play right here with the Padres and then with the Colorado Rockies. Isaiah was in the Milwaukee Brewers organization. Phil originally signed as a #1 selection by Oakland right out of high school. By Detroit right out of high school. And he was wearing the cover off the ball for Detroit when they tried to sneak him through waivers. April 2nd last year. The Padres jumped right on him. 1-1 to Clark. He got a cup of coffee with Detroit in '92, and all he did in 23 games was hit over 400. Had a good spring last year, too. Good looking outfield. 2 balls and 1 strike. You know, if I remember correctly, Colorado didn't invite Gerald back this year, and Hal DeLima tells me he is in Japan this year. He'll hit some homers over there. Boy, he digs out a nice low pitch there. Second hit of the night for the Padres. The first one since the 4th inning. Both have been singles.
I've heard when you go to Japan, if you're a singles type hitter, you got a lot better chance than if you're a long ball hitter. There were so many breaking ball pitchers over there. They make you go fishing, and Bob Horner said that many times they just wouldn't give him a good pitch to hit because he was going to lose it on him. So they play good baseball over there, and you just can't go over there and say, hey, I'm a major league player here and I'm going to be a star in Japan, because many have failed over there.
They're not going to hold Clark on. Sinfranco's the hitter. He's 0 for 2. Boy, Glavine has lived in that spot against Sinfranco and Staten tonight.
funny looking at these divisions, isn't it? I mean,
You're seeing 3.
looks like there's so many teams now. Same number
1-1
as last year, but they're just broken up.
I hope it doesn't get like the NBA and I guess it's hockey where you finish the season and don't quit. You can make the playoffs.
I think if it goes all the way, the last game would be the last day of October. So every series went the distance, and the World Series went 7.
Better be pulling for some warm weather teams or some dome stadium.
I think it snowed in Milwaukee today. They played in 30-degree temperature in Chicago and Milwaukee.
2-2 to Sin Franco. Can't you just hear him coming out of the igloo to warm up? Right-hander. We got snowed out in Milwaukee in April back in '83.
Yeah, we played some games where there was snow flurries, but the people are sitting up there, and we said, hey, they're crazy enough to come. We got to play. But they'd have about 35, 40,000.
Trying to get Sin Franco to go up the ladder. That'll run it full, 3-2. Glavine went through a stretch in the 2nd and 3rd inning. More in the 2nd than any place where he had trouble finding the strike zone. A couple of 3-3-2 counts, but his control for the most part tonight. Very good. Payoff pitch due Sin Franco. Runner gone. Could be an easy play for Deion Sanders. Markwell hot-footed back to first, 2 outs.
They had him played perfectly. Deion was standing right there in right center field, and Sin Franco hit it right to him.
Well, now, if you're a pitcher, here's Plantier, and he'll be glad to see
The day end.
the day end and the Braves get out of town. He just hoped the Braves didn't send somebody named Greg out there today. 0 for 3 against Maddox with 3 Ks and 0 for 1 against McMichael yesterday. Lemke, he was played perfectly. Good defense bails the Braves out here. Helps Tom Glavine along in the 7th inning. He gives up the single to Clark, and that's all. No runs, 1 hit, no errors, 1 left. 7 in the books. You see the score. Braves 5-0.
We're going to the 8th. Let's take a look at the Delta scoreboard. Those are the amazing Mets in first place. Beat the Cubs again. Pete Smith won it. The Giants won again. They're 2-0, beating Pittsburgh. The Dodgers won by 1, and Montreal beat Houston 5-1. In the American, Milwaukee in the snow flurries 11-7 over Oakland. California won 8-2, and Toronto beat the White Sox again 5-3. And for all the scores and highlights, be sure to watch CNN Sports Late Night at 11:30 Pacific Time with Nick Charles and Larry Smith.
Here we're in the top of the 8th inning. It's 5-0 Brave. Deion Sanders, Jeff Blauser, and Mike Kelly first 3 due up. 2 out of 4 for Sanders tonight. He scored a run. He's also swiped the base. On the outside corner, it's 0-1. Whitehurst started. He struggled. 3 innings, 6 hits, a couple of strikeouts, 4 walks. He gave up 3 runs. He was followed by Tim Mauser, 2 innings, a couple of more runs. Mark Davis, a good inning for the Padres. Change-up comebacker. 1 gone. Here's Blauser. Jeff 0 for 4 yesterday. Got it started tonight. He's 2 out of 4. Mark Wohler's cranking it up down in the Braves bullpen. What's the pitch total we have on Tom Glavine? 94 pitches for Glavine. We'll see if he goes back out there. He's done his job. 59 strikes. 59-35. Pretty good ratio.
If we didn't have him, we could have called Pete. He's in route at about 30,000 with probably listening to the game somehow.
First one to Blauser is a strike.
En route or en route? En route, I guess. Got to make sure we get
almost here.
Yes. He's on the way.
Somewhere between. To right field, Blauser has 3 hits. Good piece of hitting by Jeff Blauser.
I mean, when you go out and get the ball, hit it to the opposite field, you're so difficult to pitch to. You stand out there and you don't know really where to throw the ball because they go the other way, and that's just what Blauser did. A breaking ball, just reached out and bing.
Crosses up the defense, too, because Bip Roberts was expecting him to pull. He was playing a little bit closer to second. Here's Mike Kelly. defensive replacement for Ryan Klesko. What a good spring this young man had. A strike, 0-1.
Didn't make any difference where he was playing. He played in the A game, he hit. He played in the B game, he did. He was hot.
Kelly out of Los Angeles. Have to have a look at his pass list this weekend. Popped up. Who wants it? Dip Roberts is taking charge. The second baseman's got it. 2 outs in the 8th inning, and here's Fred McGriff. McGriff 1 for 4 yesterday. It was a double, and he scored a run. Tonight, he's been on 3 times, twice via walks. He's 1 out of 2 officially. Fred McGriff did something against Mark Davis you don't see him do too often, but then again, those Mark Davis curveballs weren't your normal ones. He took a call 3rd strike on a nasty hook. 1-0. Well, you can just go pencil it in. 30-something homers, 100 RBIs, an average near 285 to 300.
One of 12 players that hit over 30 homers 6 years in a row.
And all that success, this guy's hat size hasn't changed one bit. 3 balls and no strikes.
They went, the Braves went 51-17 after McGriff came. I guess no one will ever forget when he joined and they had the fire in the press box.
Hot night in Atlanta.
Yes, and then he went out there with that hot bat.
There's a strike. It's 3-1.
He was hitting home runs there for a couple of days almost every time he came to the plate.
Were you there that night?
Yes.
Give you an update on, I think Skip and Joe probably told you at the beginning. Tom Powell, one of the skydiving team, grounded to second. Roberts will go to second. Well, we'll finish the update when we come back. That'll take care of the 8th inning. No runs a hit, no errors, 1 left. Padres coming up in the bottom of the 8th. It's all Braves. They're leading it 5-0.
1994 Atlanta Braves Baseball on TBS is brought to you by Tops.
The game. Some just play it, others own it. The ones who own it see what no one else sees and know what no one else knows. Nobody knows the game like Tops. Tops gives you the players you want, the stats that matter, and pictures that tell the whole story. Own Tops, and you own more than a card. You own the game.
Bottom of the 8th. You see the score. Braves lead at 5-0. A couple of defensive changes. Rafael Belliard has come on in place of Jeff Blauser. And the Braves have gone to the bullpen. Making his debut in '94, Mark Wohlers. You see what he did in '93. Came out of a good spring. Struck out 14 in just over 10 innings. I don't know if they're going to hit him straight up or if they flip-flopped him. They might have flip-flopped and put Belliard in the 9th spot. We'll check that out for you.
Yeah, I think they probably did. That would bring him up 5th. Staten, Osmus, and the pitcher spot. First 3 due up. High with the fastball. 1-0. Another one high, and it's 2-0. Gene Harris throwing in their bullpen. Did a good job last year as a closer. Boy, he got nasty stuff. 3 of them, same spot, same call. 3-0. There's a look at Harris. It's a guy out of Seattle. Couldn't decide if he wanted to play football or baseball. There's a strike. 3-1. That wouldn't be a problem for me. Be easy for you? Baseball. Guys play longer, can play in the senior leagues when you're 45 or 50, and salary and pension plan better. Full count.
In case you're interested on Tom Glavine, could not have been fatigued. He only threw 94 pitches. 59 of them were strikes.
I think early on that you get 7 strong innings that you're going to get some relief in.
The left field hit pretty good, but Kelly's got to jump. And Kelly's got the ball. 1 gone.
Now, that ball I thought was going to carry a little bit better, so I don't know if it's the air or what, but there have been a couple of balls here that fooled me tonight, and that was one of them. I thought that might go over his head.
Let's take a look to see if he caught that on the end of the bat, Ernie.
Well, it looked like it was right on the meat, and didn't get it up that much, but he hit a line drive right at Kelly.
Well, there must be a shortage of good northern white ash. That ball, it didn't jump off of it. First pitch swinging is Osman. Good play by Wohlers. Got him.
He threw about a 90-mile-an-hour fastball to McGriff. Almost handcuffed him, but Fred's got good hands.
Jim Briggleman going to go to the bench. It's going to be Keith Lockhart. We were talking about him over on radio. You were mentioning a seasoned minor league veteran who's making his debut pitching-wise. This guy has hung around a few years in the minors, too.
Yeah, we're happy for Bill Taylor. He used to be in the Brave system. He made the Oakland staff, and he said his remarks were, there is a gun. He's been down there about 10 years in the minors, and Lockhart's been down there a long time, too. Yeah, and like Greg Olson did when he came up, catching. We have 2 Greg Olson. And you pull for them because they've paid their dues in the old cliche in the minor league.
Keith Lockhart out of the Los Angeles area. That's Stanton on the left. That's Bedrosian on the right. Good split finger fastball. Lockhart's in a hole 1 and 2.
That's something many hitters don't expect to see, especially if you're new like Lockhart, to see from Wohlers, because all you read about is his 95-mile-an-hour fastball, and then he throws a split finger and you almost fall down.
You have to gear for the heater, don't you?
Yeah.
Pops this one out of play. Still 1 and 2. Lockhart originally with the Cincinnati Reds. Now makes his home in Nashville, Tennessee. Padres got him earlier this year as one of those minor league free agents. He had paid his dues in the Reds organization. I think he even spent a couple of years with the A's organization in the minors, too. Career in the minors, always around 270, 280. But never could even buy a cup of coffee in the big league. That's paying your dues, folks. 2 and 2.
Well, today's baseball, a lot of times you hang around the minor leagues because you might get a huge raise. You get up to about $109,000 minimum in the majors. You might be making 10 or 15 in the minors. So it is a big raise compared to what it used to be. Sometimes in the minor leagues in the 50s, you might be making $5,000 a year, and the minimum in the majors was $5,000. So it's entirely different today.
Payoff pitch to Lockhart. Pop. Pendleton is there. Escorted by Belliard. It's a 1-2-3 inning for Mark Wohlers. He sets them down in order. 8 in the books. It's the Braves on top, 5-0.
We're going to the 9th. There's your line score. The Braves with 13 hits tonight. Just a reminder that on Sports South tomorrow night, Tim Brando joins me for the game that starts at 10:30 Eastern. And then the Braves back on TBS on Thursday, an afternoon game, 4 p.m. Eastern. Steve Avery pitches that one. John Smoltz pitches tomorrow night.
New pitcher for the Padres, right-hander Gene Harris. His totals for 93. Out of the Seattle organization. Pendleton will greet him, followed by Carrasco and Lopez. Off the fist in the left field. A little bit of an inside-out swing for Terry Pendleton. Good result. Terry's second hit of the night. And that's 14 for the Braves. Padres can run a couple of pretty hard-throwing right-handers out of the bullpen. You got Harris, who ended up being the closer last year, and Trevor Hoffman comes out of the bullpen to set him up. Both of those run some high-octane gas up there.
Especially Hoffman. They got him from Miami, from Florida, I believe, and He's 90 to 95, easy. There he is.
Speaking of the young man, down low, 2-0 to Tarasco.
Saw another thing that's strange about baseball. There was a time when the only reason you were in the bullpen, you weren't good enough to be a starter. Now they groom kids right from the word go, even in the minor leagues, to be late inning relief pitchers.
2-1 to Tarasco. Yeah, you have a starter, then you have a spot starter, then a long man, then a middle man, then a setup man, then a closer. It's got to where you're almost weird if you're a starting pitcher who wants to go 9.
Yeah.
Why it bothers me sometimes when people say today's pitchers can't go 9 innings. That's not the point. They're not allowed to go 9 innings. To left field, but that's going to get foul. 2 balls, 2 strikes.
Well, there was a time when you only had 1-year contracts, that you needed all the ammunition you could get. So complete games was one of the things that you could brag on when you went into a top contract. Well, you know that.
Well, some organizations used to pay on complete games and innings pitched. And starts. Pendleton at first. It's 2-2 to Tarasco. Could be 2. Roberts to Gutierrez. To Staten. That's the way they draw it up on the playbook. 4-6-3 on the double play. And quickly 2 out here in the 9th inning. All of a sudden, you don't hear as many people complaining about that Craig Lefferts trade made in '92 anymore. With each good play Gutierrez makes, each swing of the bat, down the road trade. What does it look like in a few years? And it's turned out well. Here's Javi Lopez, 3 for 4, one of them a whistling tee shot. Out of here for a solo homer in the 5th inning. Steve Bedrosian cranking it up down in the Braves bullpen.
Probably pitched the last inning.
Could be a 1-inning stint for Mark Wohlers.
Or maybe Stanton will come in. I think someone's coming in. Stanton is also throwing. Or was he? I thought he was throwing.
He was throwing earlier.
Down. Yeah, he's sitting down. There's Ned Yost, businessman, and also bullpen coach.
To third, long throw for Cianfrocco, but he gets Lopez. Pretty good speed for Lopez. Pendleton gets the single. He's erased on the double play. The rest of the inning goes quietly for the Braves. It's going to be Bedrosian when we come back. Bottom of the 9th rolling around. Braves lead at 5-0. Three more outs, and it'll be 2 in a row for the Braves to start '94. They're going to turn it over to Steve Bedrosian. His debut here in '94. Good spring for Steve. The lowest earned run average of anybody on the pitching staff. He worked 14 innings. He only gave up 1 earned run. If you're not a mathematician, I'll do the calculations for you. That's a 0.64 earned run average. Hitters in Florida only hit about $146 all spring. Very quietly, Bedrosian, after being out of baseball for a year, a good year out of the pen for the Braves last year. A 163 earned run average. He worked in 49 ball games. Top of the order, Roberts, Gutierrez, and Bell. Roberts, after going 2 for 4 yesterday, has won the collar, including a couple of strikeouts. Strike 1, right over the outside corner. Inside, it's 1-1. Well, we'd like to give you the attendance, but we haven't been told. Yesterday, they announced it 6 or 7 times. Tonight, I haven't heard it.
That's over 40 yesterday.
Strike 2 to Bip Roberts.
The reasoning. Many have gone home. Many have headed for the exits. I guess there's probably 10 to 15,000.
That's high. It's 2-2. By the way, we want to complete that announcement we were making earlier. The gentleman with the stunt skydiving team, the parachutists, in stable condition. X-rays are negative, so we wish him a speedy recovery. That was Tom Powell. Still 2-2 to Roberts.
Well, they put on quite a show.
Oh, man. Coming in, what?
Piggyback.
2 and 3
Yeah.
and piggyback.
Yeah. The attendance is 15,201. Not that bad.
You just plucked that out of the air.
I just selected that one.
That one hits him. It was a breaking ball, so a lot of people in the stands are a little upset. But if you're going to throw at somebody, you don't do it with a breaking ball. And certainly that's no way Bedrosian wanted to start tonight.
Well, this game isn't over yet. He kind of turned away, but still took it on the backside. He's okay.
Gutierrez 1 out of 4 yesterday, 0 for 3. He has 2 punch-outs to his credit. Kind of one of those 10 Commandments type hitters, isn't he? Thou shalt not pass.
Yes.
0-1. Bad ball hitter. There goes Biff Roberts. There'll be no throw. Pretty good chance that won't be a stolen base. That could be catcher or pitcher indifference. You know, I don't know about you, Ernie, but I never was crazy about ignoring that guy, because what you've done is take the double play. Yeah. It's not going to hurt you a whole lot to hold him on. At least make it a little bit tough for him. Right now, ground ball to short or second, you'll have to be happy to take one. There's a chance Roberts goes to third. That wouldn't have been fast enough for the double play, chances are, but they get the one at first. Lemke making sure of one. 4-3 on the putout. Roberts over to third. One gone for Derek Bell. Bell's 94 off to a good start. 3 out of 4 yesterday. He scored a run. He is 1 out of 3 tonight. A single back in the 4th inning. That one's foul. It's 0-1. That may have gone off the top of Bell's foot. I guess when he comes to the park, it's kind of like Zsa Zsa Gabor. You don't know what he's going to be wearing. Remember yesterday he had the pants all the way up to the knees in the old timers look.
Yes, he did.
Now he's got the George Hendrick look.
Let's see. Yesterday he had 3 hits. I'd be back with those socks.
Pulled him up higher.
Yes.
Inside. 1-1.
Remember one year the Pirates had about 4 different uniforms? They always, sometimes they get the wrong one on. Hey, you're supposed to wear yellow today.
Well, they gave you. Good breaking ball from Bedrosian. It's 1-2. I think at the beginning of the homestand and the road trip, you know, like we go on the road, Bill Akery, our traveling secretary, gives us an itinerary. Well, they gave them an itinerary and a uniform combination for the day.
They expect you to do everything in Pittsburgh. Remembering what to wear.
Down low, 2-2. The guy behind the screen there, you see the little opening right over Javi Lopez's right shoulder. He is not a spy for some foreign country.
He sells stocks.
That little radar gun there is registering the speed of the pitcher. And there's a pretty good chance the number he's writing down right there had a 9 in front of it on that fastball.
I love to talk to scouts in spring training about it, because we watched it, this fast string, and then they would come by and say, well, that's not a real fast gun. That's a slow gun. They'd be bewildered.
Roberts the runner at third. 1 gone. They're going to let him score. Belliard to McGrath. The Padres are on the board, but they're 2 outs.
A little sarcastic applause here, emitting from the street.
Bell gets an RBI. And the Braves need 1 more out.
Saw Jim Riggleman.
Clark, 1 out of 2. Fielder's choice, a walk and a single. Well, that's a nasty breaking ball. I'm not sure if that's Steve's slider or his split finger. He goes down and away more like a slider.
Yeah, I think that was a slider.
Same spot, and it's 0-2. Bedrosian 1 pitch away from slamming the lid on this one.
Can't get a save. The lead was too great. The same as last night. McMichael couldn't pick up the save. If the lead is more than 3, you can't get credit for a save.
To right field and deep. Tarasco on his horse. It's off the boards. But the body still has a pulse. That's a 2-out double for Clark. He's at second.
The ball was away, and he just went with it. Tarasco almost caught it right there. That went right past his glove, and it's going to be a double. Almost, but not quite.
Braves still need 1 more out. Archie Sinfranco is the hitter. Twice flagged to Deion Sanders in center. He was strikeout number 8 for Tom Glavine, who registered 9. Ball 1 misses low and away. It's not on ice yet. And just in case, Mike Stanley's staying hot in the bullpen. In and out of the middle. Lopez, it's 1-1. Braves with single runs in the 1st, 2nd, 3rd, 4th, and 5th. The Padres' only run coming here in the bottom of the 9th inning. Good stop by Lopez. 2 balls and 1 strike. Remember, Sinfranco came down from Montreal last year. Did his best hitting. 229. 30 of his RBIs were runners in scoring position. 24 for 73 when he had somebody at 2nd or 3rd. Even at 2. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs.
He's trying to make the adjustment to playing third base. As a first baseman, an outfielder. Prior to it.
He's shown some pretty good range the last couple of days.
Yeah.
A couple of good plays.
He's a strong kid. Pretty big boy.
Bedrosian looking for 1 more strike. That's going to get out of play. Tarasco will give it a look. So will McGriff, but it's still 2-2. To center field, Deion Sanders on the run. Did he catch it? Yes, he did. The call made out there by Bruce Fleming. Nice running catch by Deion Sanders. So the Braves make it 2 in a row here in San Diego.
Let's take a look at this catch. Deion went down close to the ground, made the catch, and made sure he held on, then showed it to the ump. He had a good game.
Good defense for the Braves. A home run by Klesko, a home run by Lopez. Braves win it 5-1. Our overall protected player of the game, no surprise, it's Tom Glavine. Good 7 shutout innings. He allowed a couple of hits. He walked 2. He struck out 9. And for that performance, Glavine is our player of the game. Braves win it 5-1. We'll be back with the totals and put a lid on it right after this commercial timeout.